George Magoha has given a glimpse into his private life away from the public limelight during his requiem mass held today in Nairobi. His wife and son described the career public servant as a jovial man who valued family above all else as they recounted his last hours. Brenda Wanga has more.
The procession of the remains of the late Professor George Magoha, as it made its way into the Consolata Shrine, set the somber mood for the nearly 4-hour-long requiem mass for the departed. His family leading their friends, colleagues in government and medical profession, and the academia in paying tribute to the late Magoha.
He had a commanding stature. He exuded power and authority. His presence would be felt.
What we learned from Professor is that if you have chosen public life, then you had better be ready to serve with honor and integrity. While
his colleagues and peers remembered him for his working life, his son and wife, now widow, recalled a different Magoha, one that was at his most comfortable in their presence. His son, who followed in his parents' footsteps, says Magoha was simply dad, and a present one too.
All through my life, if I ever needed my dad, don't worry, I'm okay. He would want me to do this alone. He was available. It didn't matter if he was a surgeon, if he was a cabinet secretary. And that's because he believed in family, and it was always the same. One phone call, if he can talk, he talks immediately. If he can't talk, immediately he finishes, he would come to me.
And in the end, it was his son, his wife, and his closest friend that were there for him. His wife recalls those last hours on the 24th of January this year that changed her status to widow. She says her preparation for work that day were interrupted by the late professor's distressed call.
I found out that he had collapsed and his head was almost knocking on the wall. I put my hand to the wall and then his tongue was coming out and I pressed down the tongue for some fresh air. I called the workers who were there, I screamed, and they come and he got revived, put him on the floor. When he woke up, he said, I want to see my son. That's when I knew something was not going right.
Again, when the love of Christ...
Dr. Barbara says her husband would suffer another attack, and after his son arrived, he suffered the third one.
And I think it must have been one of the most stressful things for my son when he had the third attack, knowing the implications of having a third attack. And when he finally had the fourth one, he passed, and all this happened within 2 hours. Just like a surgeon operates, finish, it's over.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
His son, like his widow, are now left with only fond memories of a man who lived his life with deep conviction and on his own terms to the very end.
And he always did what he was supposed to do. A CS who still gave lectures at the university because, yes, my name is there. There was never pomp or ceremony.
Magoha, son of Magoha, has exited the stage when the ovation was loudest.
And as Nairobi County bids the late Professor Magoha farewell, Siaya County prepares to receive his remains tomorrow for the next phase of what has been an elaborate celebration of the life of a man that has been described as an ultimate example of professionalism in whichever duties he undertook. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV, Nairobi.